Hello friends, my name is Rick from Numa Yoga, and today I'm going to teach you the arch and flatten. So join me laying long on your mat. Actually, we're going to just start laying in constructive rest, which is soles of the feet on the floor with the knees pointing up. Good. Make yourself comfortable when you land here too, so if you got to adjust your pants in any way, your clothing, find this Goldilocks space for your feet here, so your feet aren't too close to your hips and they're not turned in or out or too far away. There's got to be this nice balanced place where the leg bones are naturally coming out of their hip socket, right? Nice and long in the spine, and just get a sense as you're arriving here today, as you're trying this practice out, get a sense of how your back feels, how your spine feels. Maybe notice how your shoulders feel. Any tightness in the hips or in the legs. Let's get a baseline sense of what you notice in your body for maybe the next 4 or 5 breath cycles. You could even do this. Place one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, and let your eyes be closed. And breathe some nice slow breaths down into your hand on your belly. But let the chest be relaxed and heavy. This will give us body a time and our mind a time to connect. Letting ourselves arrive and tune in. Breathing slowly into the belly and then exhaling nice and slow. Good. Okay. Now that we've kind of settled in, we've been feeling our breath, let's start to move and arch and flatten. And we can even start that with our breath, but it's not necessary to move it with your breathing. And we will, in time, start to move maybe a little bit too slowly for our breathing. So let's try this. Now we want to start tilting the pelvis forward and back. It's an anterior and posterior tilting. And it's a lot like a cat-cow. So if you can feel the base of your spine, where it comes out of the pelvis, the sacrum, can you put pressure? It's right below the belly button, right? Can you put pressure down into the floor and feel that ground and connect? And then can you shift that pressure towards your tailbone so you arch your back? And you feel that backline engagement, kind of lean into that, lean into your back contracting. You might even tap the back of the head down into the floor and tap the chin to the chest. So you feel that? Now very slowly, let that soften. Let that soften. Take your time. You feel your back line relax on the way down? Nice. Try that a few times. It's like rolling the pelvis towards your heels as the back floats up into this bridge, right? You feel the pressure of the tailbone getting heavy into the floor, but the sacrum's tilted up. Feel that? Feel the back of the spine engaged. Head taps down, chin taps down. It's like you're rooting into the floor. And then nice and slow, let that soften, soften, soften. We can move into the other side here. Let's arch the back one more time. Arch the back. I want you to feel like your ribs open up, your tailbone taps down, back of the head. Feel the activation in the whole back line of your spine. Nice and easy. You're going to let that go. Very good. Okay. Now we'll go in the other direction. The other direction is to flatten. So to do this is an exhale, and you draw the belly down. And it presses the spine down, so you flatten the curve out. And as you squeeze your belly, you feel the tailbone scooping up. Keep your legs nice and relaxed. Keep your hands relaxed at the side. Slowly relax the belly. Tailbone comes back down. Try this a few times. Now on an exhale, the belly sinks down, and then you squeeze the abdominal muscles, and the tailbone scoops up. Spine flattens down, and you know what? Point your chin up. You can point your chin to the ceiling. Nice and easy. Let that relax. Feel all these muscles in your front body soften up. A few times, exhale, flatten, scoop the tailbone up, point the chin up. Relax that down. One more time, exhale, flatten the belly down, scoop the tailbone up, point the chin to the ceiling. Slow, relax, let that release. Good. Now we can do these two together, just waving through the spine back and forth. Flexion to extension. Let your eyes be closed and just feel what you can feel. So move slow and try to move without a lot of effort too. So when you arch, it's like watching your spine move. How does your spine move like this? Tailbone's down, chin's down. And let's gently press the shoulders down into the floor. Soften all that. Everything relaxes. And then flatten the belly, lift the shoulders up. So your shoulders float towards the ceiling. Relax, relax, relax. Try this a few times back and forth. Arch the back. Let the shoulders sink back into the floor. The chin taps down. Feel your shoulder blades kind of connecting into the earth. Nice and slow, soften the shoulder blades. Exhale, flatten the belly, float the shoulders up. Good. Are you feeling how you're moving from your front body to softening to back body to softening back and forth? This is balancing you between flexion and extension, right? But there's way more to it than just that. There's how this affects the nervous system, which is the spine, how this affects our breathing, how this affects pain, our movement. Everything comes from the spine. So we want to learn to keep this nice and healthy back and forth. Very good. Now, we can level this up. So let's interlace our fingers, place them behind the head, right like we're getting ready to do a curl. So when you're ready here, you're set to go. You can, on an exhale, bring the elbows up, wrap the elbows around the head, and exhale, flatten the belly down. Right, so you feel that flatten and the elbows coming up, and then slow, let the flatten go, let the arms open. Starting slow here, open up. And when the arms land, then you arch. And you slide the shoulder blades together, and tailbone taps down, arms press into the floor, back body's active. You relax that. Exhale, flatten, scoop the elbows up, curl. This time we're going to curl up. So you feel the belly muscles pulling the head forward, and then nice and slow, the head's a weight to help you relax and melt back down. Let the elbows open slow, slow, slow to lengthen out your chest. They might want to bounce and bounce and bounce in here. And then when they land, you roll into that arch. This time when you arch, let your knees open. Let your shoulders press back. Let your ribs open. Feel your front body expanding. Exhale. Elbows and knees squeeze in, and then you curl up. So now it's like your front body's contracting. Release. And then expand your front body. Feel how when your knees and elbows open, that opens your front body up. When you arch, that opens your front body more. Feel that expansion, that opening, that space. And then let it go, let it go, let it go. Back to center. Exhale, squeezing in, curling up. Feel the spine, it's going into that flexion. Feel everything as you melt, melt, melt down, one piece at a time. So slow, in control. Skipping by all those muscles, right? If there's any of that skipping, bumping, those are muscles stuck in tension. And we're simply going slow to use our awareness to get them to relax, to open up. Good. Arch the back. Knees open. Heart's open. Ribs open. Back body's engaged. Soften, soften, soften. Feel how your front body just kind of melts down on top of you when you land. And then as you flatten, press the spine down, the knees come up. Exhale, the elbows come up and curl. Slowly, 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 slowly bring yourself down. Hands land down at your side. You can remove the fingers from behind your head, let your arms be out wide like on a T, and then let the knees fall off to the left and the head fall to the right. A few times just side to side here. Let yourself kind of ring out. Knees just go to the right just as what's comfortable, the head goes to the left. Couple times. Knees and nose meet at midpoints, and then off another direction. We're rinsing through a little twist. You could just bring the knees a little bit side to side. Doesn't have to be a big twist at all. Good. Come back to center. Let your legs go long. And just notice how your back feels. Breathe into your belly, nice and slow. Just listening to the echo of that practice, feeling the effects of that arch and flatten, some somatic movements. And take a pause before you transition into the next part of your day. Whatever you have planned, wish you peace and health. Namaste.